Hello, and greetings to all fellow Avatar fans. Today we will dive deep into Korra's history and origins. There's no doubt that we all know this powerful Avatar from the legend of Korra. We all know the basics of the story. Long before Korra started to manipulate elements and rescue the globe, there were significant developments in the history of Avatars. We'll start off from there, and go on to discuss her journey from being a small child who could control water in the Southern Water Tribe, to taking on the role of the new Avatar. We are going to share just about everything we know, including how Korra found out she could bend the elements, her time training with the White Lotus, and all the difficult experiences that she had to go through during her trials. Believe us when we say her story contains way more than meets the eye. So, pick up your bending scrolls, and prepare to discover the legendary beginnings of Korra. We can guarantee it'll be an exciting journey. Let's roll.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Tracing the backstory of Korra. Okay, let's break down the epic tale of Korra's early days. So, it goes like this. Korra comes into the world after Avatar Aang bows out and rests his soul in 153 AG. Born to Tunrock and Senna, she's fresh out of the Southern Water Tribe, ready to kick some bending butt. Growing up in Wolf Cove, Korra's bending game was already strong at a young age. Cue the Order of the White Lotus stepping in, ready to groom her into the next Avatar, while keeping her safe from any baddies. But things get spicy when Chief Unalaq gets wind that his niece is the chosen one. This dude's got some super shady plans for her, aiming to train her up in some ancient Water Tribe spiritual stuff, but with some super secret ulterior motives. To do this, Unalaq tries to pull a sneaky move and has Korra kidnapped. Thankfully, her pops and Tenzin step in, deciding to keep her low-key in the Southern Water Tribe compound. Fast forward a bit, and Korra's bending skills are off the charts. She's bending elements like a boss. Water, earth, fire, you name it. Like, she's bending 3 elements before she's even old enough to vote. But airbending? Yeah, that's giving her some serious trouble. Plus, getting in touch with her spiritual side and connecting with past avatars? It's not exactly a walk in the park. Enter Katara, Aang's wise wife, stepping in as her mentor. But let's just say Korra's fiery nature clashes big time with Katara's Zen teachings. The difference in their approaches is like that of a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. It's pretty obvious by now that Korra's got a wild side to her. So, in the middle of her training, she pulls a sneaky move and slips away from home to hang out with a pack of polar bear dogs. It's a pretty careless move, right? While playing with these furballs, she stumbles upon a lost pup from the pack. A storm's brewing, but our girl, Korra, decides to be a hero. She gains the little guy's trust, and boom, they're both lost in the storm. Talk about an adventure. But here's where it gets cool. Korra, being the bending genius she is, whips up a makeshift igloo to survive the storm. Like, who needs GPS when you can build your shelter with some special bending powers? Just when things get dicey, Tunrock, her pops, comes to the rescue and finds them. Crisis averted, right? But here's the best part. The lost pup she saved? Yeah, they become inseparable. Korra names her Naga, and they're basically the dynamic duo of the Southern Water Tribe. Naga's not just a pet. She's Korra's ride or die, BFF, and trusty guide. They grow up together, navigating through life, bending, and all the craziness that comes with being the Avatar. Marvelous story arc of Korra. Okay, so we know by now how Korra's got all the elements in her pocket, except for airbending, which she's supposed to learn from Tenzin. But hold up, Tenzin's plan to move to the Southern Water Tribe go down the drain. Now, Korra isn't one to sit around waiting. So what does she do? She pulls a totally sneaky move, hops on a ship, and ships herself off to the Republic City. Talk about taking destiny into your own hands. She finally meets up with Tenzin at the Air Temple, but airbending isn't as easy as bending the other elements. Frustration kicks in, and she joins the 5 Ferrets Pro Bending team to blow off some steam. Yep, our girl's got some serious side hustles, but here's where things get wild. Pro bending matches lead her right into the crosshairs of Amon, the Equalist Big Shot. Witnessing him strip benders of their abilities gives Korra the heebie-jeebies, and she's suddenly in deep fear of this dude. Despite all her Equalist fear, she's not playing it safe. Korra juggles her pro-bending dreams and joins Councilman Tarlok's task force to kick the Equalist butt. Pro-bending matches were heating up, but Amon crashed the party, wrecking the whole pro-bending arena. Talk about a roller coaster, huh? Korra's got Equalist on one side, pro-bending dreams on the other, and a whole lot of bending drama in between. By now, She's feeling all insecure about being the Avatar, but she still decides to help her crew play superhero in Republic City, patrolling and going after Equalists. Tarlok, the big shot councilman, isn't thrilled and decides to ruin the party by locking up all her buddies. Korra's not one to take that lying down, so she faces off with Tarlok. Plot twist, the dude's a bloodbender and takes her down with that creepy skill. The next thing she knew, she was stuck in a cabin in the mountains, lonely and isolated. But surprise, surprise, she connects with Aang during meditation and discovers Tarlok's dark family secrets. Just when she thinks she's got a handle on things, Amon and his Equalist gang crash the party. Korra and her pals fight like crazy, but the sheer power of the Equalists forces them into a full-on retreat. She's hiding in the city tunnels, waiting for backup, but even General Iroh can't outshine those Equalist machines. Now, Korra's mad as all hell and decides it's time to take the fight to Amon. She tracks him and goes down to the pro-bending arena, where he's giving his victory speech. Epic showdown time. Amon tries to pull a fast one and strip her of bending, but guess what? Korra unlocks her airbending, flips the script, and kicks his Equalist butt. But wait, the drama's not over. After the big fight, Korra's bending is still messed up, and she heads to the Southern Water Tribe, hoping Katara can fix it. It turns out Katara can, and our girl is heartbroken. In her moment of grief, she connects with her spiritual side, and boom, Aang and the Avatar squad show up in the spirit world to restore her bending. Life as the Avatar clearly isn't an easy ride, but we're not done yet. Strap in for more of Korra's crazy journey. After the whole anti-bending revolution mess, she's on an energy bending spree, restoring bending to all those poor souls Amon messed with. Talk about a real hero move. And guess what? Our girl's also been putting in the work with Tenzin, mastering her airbending skills like a boss. She's finally the real deal, a fully realized Avatar. But hold on to your hats, because here comes the inevitable drama. Uncle Unalaq drops a bombshell, revealing that it was Tenzin and her pops who kept her locked up in the compound. Well, that's one way to ruin a mentorship. So, Korra does a 180 and teams up with Unalaq, taking him as her spiritual guide. Talk about a family feud gone wrong. Back in the Southern Tribe, things go from bad to worse. The Northern Navy rolls in, claiming they're all about bringing the tribes together. But surprise, surprise, the Southerners aren't buying it. Korra's caught in the middle, trying to play peacemaker, but some folks see her as a traitor. Ouch. Then the plot thickens. Korra finds out about a plan to kidnap Unalaq, and she's freaking out, thinking her dad's involved. It turns out he's innocent, but Unalaq's the real puppet master behind all the drama. Talk about a betrayal. So, Korra and her crew go full rebel mode, busting out her folks and kicking off a Water Tribe civil war. But they're not done yet. Next stop, Republic City, to beg President Raiko for backup. But before she can even blink, she's on a detour to the Fire Nation. A pretty wild change of plans, right? On the way there, some dark spirit has other ideas. When it encounters her and swallows her whole, talk about a rough day at the office. Will Korra ever catch a break? Korra's wild ride just got even wilder. So, she washes up on this island with the Banty tribe after getting whacked by the spirit and losing her memory. Talk about a rough ride. But these Banty folks are the real MVPs. They dunk her in some spirit water, and boom, her Avatar spirit is back in action. Korra's now on a mission to close some spirit portals and prevent Vaatu from wreaking havoc during the harmonic convergence. She links up with Tenzin and the gang, and they dive headfirst into the spirit world. But guess what? Korra gets hit with some age reversal magic and ends up as a pint-sized Avatar. Good thing Iroh's around to set her straight. Now, it's showdown time in the spirit world. Korra faces off against Unalaq, who's pulling all sorts of shady moves. She manages to open the northern portal, but gets ambushed by Unalaq and his Dark Spirit Squad. With Team Avatar in tow, they make a break for the south to close those pesky portals before it's too late. But things go sideways when they get caught, though they manage to bust out in style. But uh-oh, they're too late. Vaatu's on the loose and emerges with Unalaq to become the ultimate Dark Avatar. Talk about a double whammy. Korra fights it out with Unavaatu, and it's a battle royale. She pulls off some next-level spirit bending, purifying the darkness and saving the day. As the harmonic convergence wraps up, Korra and Raava fuse back together, restarting the whole Avatar cycle. Back in the real world, Korra declares peace in the Water Tribe and announces that humans and spirits are going to be BFFs from now on. And just like that, Korra saves the day, closes the book on the Water Tribe Civil War, and opens up a whole new chapter of peace and harmony. Phew! What a wild ride. Now, let us break down what happened next to Korra. So she's cruising along, trying to get her bending powers back after some nasty chai-blocking attacks. But guess what? It's not an easy task. She's on a mission to take down the dude named Hundun, who's gathering all sorts of troublemakers like the Triple Threat Triad, and leftover Equalists to cause chaos. chaos. Plus, there are dark spirits lurking around, like it's their day job. Korra's not backing down though. She tracks Hundun to the spirit world, where she finds out he's got a serious grudge against one of her past Avatar lives. Talk about holding a grudge for ages. Despite facing some serious mental and physical hurdles, our girl, Korra, doesn't give up. She digs deep, taps into the Avatar state, and goes full-on superhero mode. Hundun's got nothing on her. With some epic spirit-bending moves, Korra kicks Hundun to the curb, sending him and his brother packing. Talk about a real showdown. She's the Avatar, and she's not letting anything stand in her way. Korra is then left to deal with all the consequences of the harmonic convergence, and let us tell you, they're quite chaotic. Republic City is filled with wild spirit vines that have made many people lose their homes and have caused significant tension between Korra and President Raiko. However, that's not all. The harmonic convergence also caused a great disturbance, granting the ability to bend air to ordinary people throughout the Earth Kingdom. There are now new players in the bending game. Korra and her group traveled through the Earth Kingdom to look for these airbenders who had recently appeared, offering them training and help. Their most important stop, Ba Sing Se, where they find out the Earth Queen's been snatching up airbenders for her own army. Not cool, Earth Queen. After a fierce showdown with the Dai Li, they bust out the airbenders and head to the Northern Air Temple. Meanwhile, Korra's learned some cool metal bending skills from Suyin, becoming the first metal bending avatar ever. Talk about a badass upgrade. But just when things seem to settle down, Korra gets snatched up by Zahir and his crew. Cue the epic rescue mission led by her loyal squad. They track down Ai Wei and discover the Red Lotus's plan to shake up the world order. After some intense showdowns and escaping the Red Lotus's clutches, they think they're in the clear. Nope. Earth Kingdom soldiers swoop in and haul them off, thanks to the Earth Queen's vendetta. So, there you have it. Korra's still battling baddies, uncovering secret societies, and trying to keep the peace in a world turned upside down. After another crazy showdown, Korra's team is on the run, trying to keep the airbenders safe. They link up with Suyin and the Metal Benders, feeling pretty confident as they head to the Northern Air Temple. But, plot twist, Korra decides to pull a risky move and give herself up to Zahir to save the airbenders. She meets him on Lakima's peak, thinking she's got some backup with her Metal Bender crew. But surprise, surprise, Zahir pulls a fast one and manages to whisk her away. Next thing she knows, she's waking up in some underground prison, chained up and pumped full of poison. And get this, the poison's meant to force her into the Avatar state, so the Red Lotus can take her out and end the whole Avatar cycle. Talk about a nightmare come true. Korra puts up a fierce fight, but eventually, the poison takes over and triggers the Avatar state. She's battling Zahir like a boss, but it's a losing battle against both him and the poison. Just when things seem the darkest, the novice airbenders swoop in and create a tornado, setting Korra and Zahir free, but not without some severe damage. Korra's left on death's doorstep. Thankfully, Suyin steps in and bends that poison right out of her, saving her life. But the damage is done, both physically and emotionally. Korra's left wheelchair-bound, her spirit bruised, but still standing strong. It's one hell of a journey for our girl, and she's not giving up without a fight. Slowly but surely, Korra is recovering from her big fight with Zahir, but it is tough. She chooses to take a break and travel to the Southern Water Tribe with her parents for a bit of rest and healing. However, recovering is not as simple as that. She suffers from bad dreams where Zahir attempts to strangle her, and this deeply disturbs her mentally. Her mother persuades her to ask for assistance from Katara, and she finally gives in. Katara takes one look at her and tells her the mercury poison did a number on her insides, and it's going to take some serious effort to bounce back. But Korra's determined, even if she's frustrated as all hell, and progress is slow. Months go by, and Korra's still struggling. She's doing all the physiotherapy, but it feels like she's stuck in the same place as when she started. She's ticked off about depending on others while her friends are out saving the world. But finally, after what feels like forever, she starts to see some improvement. Tenzin shows up and gives her props for looking better, and she's itching to get back into action. But when she finds out that the Earth Kingdom's mess is starting to stabilize, and the Metal Benders are doing their job, she's bummed out. She seems to be trapped between a rock and a hard place, with the desire to help out but feeling like she cannot contribute anything in her current state. And so, gradually, Korra makes her way towards getting better, but her path is riddled with rough patches. After training hard and recovering for about 2 years, Korra finally gets back on her feet. She is somewhat better physically, but still has trouble with her emotions, constantly plagued by memories of Zahir and all her run-ins with the Red Lotus. She feels as if she is completely trapped, concerned that she may never recover completely. In the midst of all this turmoil, she has a strong desire to return to Republic City because she believes that being with her friends will help her heal faster. She sets out on this journey alone, hoping to calm her mind during the solo journey. However, when she gets close to Air Temple Island, she starts having some pretty serious doubts. So, she switches tracks completely, abandons the original idea, and practically disappears off the face of the earth. Korra decides to take a short break in the spirit world, in an attempt to find Rava again and access the power of her avatar state, but even that doesn't go as planned, leaving her more frustrated than ever. To keep her folks from worrying, she sends them letters saying she's back on Air Temple Island, but in reality, she's out there wandering the world solo, seeing visions of herself in the avatar state. It's like she's lost in a maze, searching for answers. In the middle of the desert, she thinks she sees Rava, but it turns out to be a mirage. Talk about a rough road ahead for our girl, Korra. Here's what happens next in Korra's wild ride. After getting some serious help from Toph to get rid of that lingering mercury poison, Korra decides it's time to let the world know she's back. She swaps the swamp for Zaofu, but surprise, the Earth Empire's already camping out there. Being the peacemaker she is, Korra tries to talk things out with Kuvira, the next big baddie, but it goes south real quick. The next thing she knew, she was in a one-on-one duel, and things weren't looking too promising until she tapped into the avatar state. But just when she's about to finish Kuvira, bam, another hallucination messes with her head, and she ends up getting defeated. Feeling all sorts of doubts about her avatar abilities, Korra heads back to Air Temple Island, but with Tenzin's support, she gets her confidence back and sets out to warn the world about Kuvira's shady plans. Now, things are getting pretty intense. Korra faces off with Zahir in the spirit world to break through her spiritual block, and boy does it work. She and Rava rescue trapped souls and then beg the spirits for help, but they aren't too keen on joining the human war effort. As Kuvira is about to unleash chaos on Republic City, Korra tries to sabotage her plans, but ends up facing off with the Colossus, a massive mech suit. Korra and Kuvira engage in a fierce battle in the spirit wilds. During this intense fight, Korra attempts a daring maneuver to rescue Kuvira from a dangerous explosion and persuades her to give up. This is a defining moment in their battle, and just like that, Korra saves the day one more time. Korra's been through the ringer, but things are finally looking up. She and Asami are taking their relationship to the next level, exploring the spirit world together and sharing their first kiss. Cute, right? But their lovey-dovey time is cut short when they find themselves in the middle of a property dispute over the new spirit portal. Spirits aren't too thrilled about humans messing with their turf, and tensions are running high. Korra tries to reason with President Raiko to help the evacuees and settle the dispute, but he's not having it. The guy's more interested in blaming Korra for the whole portal mess. As if that's not enough drama, Tokuga and his triple threat triad are causing chaos, and Asami gets kidnapped. Korra's forced to make a tough call. Either battle the triad and risk Asami's life, or play it safe. She chooses Asami, but Tokuga isn't making it easy. With the city on the brink of disaster, Korra and Asami team up to save the people they love. They face off against Tokuga, who's trying to unleash an attack on the city. It's a nail-biter, but they manage to stop him and save the day. Fast forward a bit, and Zhu Li's the new president, giving the Air Nation control of the land around the spirit portal. But just when they think things are settling down, they find out there's still an Earth Empire holdout causing trouble in Gaoling. Korra and the gang race to stop their evil plan, and things get even crazier when Toph decides to run for office. It's a wild ride, with brainwashing, political drama, and epic battles. In the end, they manage to save the day once again, but not without a few bumps along the way. Korra and Asami prove that love conquers all, even in the midst of chaos. So, you know that awesome park in Republic City? Well, it's now called Avatar Korra Park. They even put up a sweet statue of Korra there to honor all her heroics. It's like a big thank you from the city for everything she's done. And down in the Southern Water Tribe community of Republic City, Korra's like a legend. She's been a massive supporter of the Southern Water Tribe Cultural Center, helping it grow and thrive. People there really look up to her and appreciate all she's done for their community. Korra's abilities and powers explained. Korra's like the ultimate element bender, you know? She's got this crazy talent where she can master water, earth, fire, and air, each of the 4 elements. And when she goes into the avatar state, she's like a powerhouse, throwing around all these elements like nobody's business. Her water bending skills are top notch. She can whip up these massive water spouts, fight off attacks left and right, and even draw water out of thin air. Plus, she's pretty good at bloodbending too, although she's never actually used it due to the practice being outlawed. Then there's her earthbending. She's been training in that since she was a kid, and now she can bend rocks and stones with utter ease. She even picked up metal bending, which is super rare and takes a ton of skill. Firebending? Yeah, she's got that down too. When she's feeling fiery, which is honestly pretty often, she can shoot flames from her fingertips and deflect enemy attacks with ease. Airbending was a bit of a challenge for her at first, but she overcame it and mastered the art fairly well. Now, she can create air blasts and use them in combat like a pro, but it doesn't stop there. Korra also has this crazy ability called energy bending. She can restore people's bending abilities and even tap into the cosmic energy of the universe to create this huge astral projection of herself. It's a pretty mind-blowing ability. Korra has some serious healing chops too. She learned this advanced skill where she can use water to speed up the healing process. It feels very much like magic, and to say only that might not be enough praise. With just some water, she can heal wounds very quickly. She can even lessen pain, soothe burns, and remove scars as if they never existed. It's quite remarkable, and Korra is very proud of the skills she's acquired in this area. Korra's not just a bending powerhouse. She's also got some serious physical skills. We're talking about stuff like leaping over massive obstacles with utter ease, zooming across terrains with lightning speed, and even swimming like a champ. And her reflexes, sharp as anything. She can dodge hits by adversaries who are much larger than her, and she does this pretty easily. But she's not only quick and agile. Korra has a few other tricks up her sleeve. She is pretty much an expert in parkour and free running, doing flips and turns in the air as if it's the easiest thing in the world. And when she fights, she is practically impossible to defeat. To put it bluntly, with just one kick, she can make her opponents fall unconscious. Also, she has a talent for talking to crowds. Give her a microphone, and she will most certainly impress the audience with her fluent speech and self-assurance. Also, Korra is not only strong, she can operate a car, speedboat, and snowmobile very skillfully. Oh, and we must remember, she's also exceptionally skilled in crafting. She is truly a jack of all trades. You know, being the Avatar isn't just about bending elements and kicking butt. There's this whole spiritual side to it too, which Korra didn't always find easy. But lately, she's been leveling up in that department big time. Now she's like a bridge between our world and the spirit world. She can purify dark spirits and tap into all these memories from her past lives. And get this, she's even learned to connect with people's energy through those spirit vines. It's like she's unlocking this whole new level of Avatar powers, and it's pretty darn impressive if you ask us. Interesting facts about Korra. Do you know who voiced this iconic character? Janet Varney. She really brings Korra to life with her voice. She nails the emotion and depth of this character, making Korra feel real and relatable. And let's talk about the animation team, drawing inspiration from Ronda Rousey. It's a stroke of genius. Rousey totally encapsulates Korra's strong and tough vibe. You can see it in her look and how she carries herself throughout the series. It's like they found the perfect match between voice and appearance for our favorite Avatar. Korra really delved into some deep stuff throughout the series. She did not avoid discussing serious topics such as PTSD, depression, and thoughts of suicide. Observing our hero battle with such raw and real challenges made her story seem much more honest and unfiltered. After going through many tough battles, Korra's body and mind were greatly affected. She was more than just her bending abilities. She had a deep internal battle too, and honestly, she was always really going through it. But you know what? She faced it head on, showing us what real strength looks like. What we loved most was how Korra didn't sugarcoat things. She spoke openly about the difficulties she encountered, and it's rare to see this in animated shows. This gave her character an air of being more human and credible. However, even with the darkness surrounding her, Korra experienced times when she grew and understood things better. She discovered a lot about who she is at heart, how to stay strong, and how necessary it is to accept her own path in life. And that's something we can all take to heart, honestly. Korra took us on a wild ride through this incredible steampunk world that was all about blending different cultures and bending styles. Through it all, she was all about bringing people together, and you could see that in how she helped heal Republic City. And the city was truly a wonder to look at, with all its busy roads and secret spots. Additionally, there was also the whole pro-bending thing that she did. Who would have thought that bending could be an actual sport? But we weren't just shown Republic City. Korra's travels made her visit many different locations, from the cold areas of the Southern Water Tribe to the busy roads of Ba Sing Se. With every new place she visited, Korra gained more knowledge about the world and its inhabitants. By the conclusion of her journey, she had developed greatly. She went from being kind of hot-headed to being this compassionate and understanding Avatar who was all about bringing harmony to the world. And that's what made her journey so epic. Marvelous verdict. So, dear friends, this is the end of our exploration of Korra's history and origins. We journeyed through the entirety of her early life in the Southern Water Tribe and watched her find out she could bend elements, ultimately setting off on a mission to create peace and harmony in the world. From the busy roads of Republic City to the peaceful Air Temple, we have followed Korra's journey to many breathtaking locations. We saw her mature from a stubborn young kid into a knowledgeable and caring Avatar. We can't wait to see how Korra's adventure continues and what sort of unexpected changes and grand fights it'll include. We'll keep watching with bated breath as Korra moves ahead on her journey to be a good Avatar and does her best to bring justice to the world at large. Remember to stay tuned for more updates about Avatar.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.